Hi, I'm Omissa and welcome to my channel Makeup by Omissa. So for my first YouTube video, I made this tutorial on this soft pink cut crease look with rhinestones in it. And don't worry, the intro is not going to be that long. I just want to give you a gist about the makeup. Since the lehenga has more of a western look to it, we have done makeup and hair in accordance to that because we wanted to keep the overall vibe of the look very young, fresh and youthful. And as you can see, I have created all the drama around the eyes with rhinestones and cut crease sort of a look, and I've kept the base very natural and minimal. And this tutorial is going to be very detailed and informative because I've not just shared the steps, I've also shared my tips and tricks, hacks that I've used in the video. So I hope you guys enjoy it and I hope you learn from it. Keep watching. I've started by prepping her skin for the makeup. I applied Laneige Cream Skin Toner off camera, and here I'm applying Cetaphil Moisturizer, and I'm applying it very thoroughly under her eyes, on her neck, because she had a very dry skin. And your makeup will only look as good as your skin, so it's very important to nourish your skin. I have also applied lip balm as lips can get a little chapped during the process of makeup. And to prep the eyes, I'm using a concealer and I'm setting it with the powder. The main thing here is to remember that you have to set your concealer as soon as you blend it. If you don't and you move your eyes around and stuff, then your concealer can crease. I'm taking this light mauve shade from Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette and I'm using it as transition, keeping more intensity towards the outer corner and taking only the residue on the brush towards the inner corner. I have repeated this step 4 to 5 times until I'm happy with the intensity. Then I'm repeating the same step with this darker color from Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette, keeping more intensity towards the outer corner and only taking residual amount on the brush towards the inner corner. But I am not covering the lighter color completely. I have placed this darker color just below the light color. And here I am just going back and forth between both the colors because when we apply second color over the first color kind of dulls down and kind of gets lost. So to revive that, we need to refresh it. Here I'm using this light pink shimmer from Prosh Showstopper palette and I'm using my finger for initial application because that's how you get the most intensity out of the shimmer. And for the edges, I'm using a flat shader brush because I wanted that blended but cut crease sort of look. And from the same palette, I'm using this light purple shimmer and I'm placing it only on the center of the lid. It's gonna create a really nice transition between the light pink inner corner and dark purple outer corner. And as I said earlier, when you apply a new color, the previous color kind of gets lost. So I am refreshing and touching up the previous color and blending and mixing the colors until I'm happy with the intensity. I am also gonna refresh transition color and matte colors because after applying shimmer, I noticed they have lost their intensity, so I'm refreshing them as well. I'm taking this color from Mercury Retrograde palette and I'm applying it as a wing eyeliner. I have made my model open her eyes so that I can apply a wing according to her eye shape. And after creating the wing, I'm just smudging it upwards and blending it into the existing eyeshadow for a soft blended look. I am taking the darkest shade from the same palette and I'm applying it very close to the lash line. I am gonna follow the shape of the eyeliner, but I'm gonna be very careful not to cover the entire eyeliner up. I'm only gonna go halfway through. And to refresh the previous color, I'm gonna take it again and smudge these two colors together until I'm happy with the intensity. My goal here is to create an eyeliner that smokes upwards, which means it's the most intense towards the eyelashes and it fades away as it goes upwards towards the eyebrow. I'm creating an extremely thin line at the base of the lash line with the kajal and I'm smudging it with the same flat shader brush. The mistake I made here is that I did not warm up the kajal enough at the back of my hand. That's why I have to make extra efforts to blend it with the eyeshadows. If I had warmed it up enough, it would have blended like butter. Anyway, I made it work. Now guess what? I'm gonna refresh the previous eyeshadow colors for the eyeliner again. Here I made another mistake. I should have taken this dark purple color before applying the light purple color because मैंने पहले light purple color तो लगा दिया but उसके ऊपर जब मैंने dark purple color लगाया it covered up the entire light purple color, so I had to go back in with the light purple color. So I should have followed my steps backwards, which is another lesson for you guys. I hope I'm making sense. Anyway, you can see what I'm doing even if you can't understand what I'm saying. Here you're gonna see me refresh the shimmer shades, the transition shades and the eyeliner once again. Because as I said earlier, makeup is not just one step after the other. You have to refresh anything you feel like needs touch up. See, these small precisions and details are the things that make your makeup look more polished and refined. And in my opinion, anyone can follow steps, but you need to make efforts to make your outcome look real neat. And you can literally see the difference between a 30 minutes makeup and a 2 hours makeup. And the difference is of precision. Here I'm topping off the kajal with a black eyeshadow, and from my favorite glitter palette I'm taking this chunky purple pressed glitter and I'm applying it towards the center of the lid. See, you have to keep it in mind whenever you apply glitter glue, glitter primer, or even pressed glitter, it kind of eats away your eyeshadow underneath. So, if it is not full coverage glitter, you have to refresh the eyeshadows underneath. This is what I'm doing here, refreshing those purple and pink shimmers, which kind of faded away when I applied this pressed glitter. Now I'm clearing up the under eyes with micellar water, and I'm gonna take a Q-tip and micellar water and I'm gonna clean up the edges of the eyeliner and make it more sharp. After applying micellar water, your skin kind of becomes dry, so I'm reapplying the moisturizer, especially under the eyes, and I'm gonna spread it throughout her face. And I'm also priming her face with Ace of Base Recoat Primer. I'm gonna take a darker concealer and basically color correct the center portion of her face, which is her under eyes, her acne marks, and her area around the mouth. She has really beautiful skin when it comes to texture. Like, the makeup looks so good on her, but she does have residual acne marks, which is pretty normal and easy to deal with. And you can see my technique. First I have blended the concealer with the brush because that gives most coverage, and then I'm tapping a beauty blender over it to pick up the excess. Here I'm just testing the foundation on her jawline just as a precautionary step, because I don't want to make her any lighter or darker than she already is. I want to keep the makeup very true to skin tone. Here I've started to apply foundation, and you can see my technique. I like to work in portions when it comes to foundations because I feel like it is much more easy to blend foundation this way. I apply foundation on one part of the face, I blend it with a brush, and then I move on to the next part. For instance, you apply foundation all over your face and you blend your right side first. By the time you reach your left side, it will already be a little bit dried up, which will make it a little difficult to blend. So you'll need to apply hydrating mists and stuff over it, which is just extra effort in my opinion. Coming back to the video, after applying first layer of foundation, I felt like there was need for second layer as well, so I went ahead with that. Since it is a shoot and we are being true to skin tone, I'm not making her any lighter or darker than she is. I felt like I need a little bit heavy base, so I went ahead with second layer of foundation. And I'm using NARS foundation in the shade Fiji, in case you were wondering. And I've used the same technique. I first applied my foundation with brush and I've tapped off the excess with a sponge. I feel like brush provides the best coverage and sponge provides the best finish, so I go with brush first and then with sponge. But for my concealer, I go straight with sponge because concealers are already packed with coverage. I don't feel the need to go in with brush first. And you can see the areas I've applied the concealer: under the eyes, on the bridge of her nose, chin and forehead, just your usual highlighting areas. And I have taken concealer like 1 to 2 shades lighter than her skin tone. For blush, I have chosen a shade that is very light pink in color, and I am applying the blush pretty high on the cheekbones, because if I apply the blush any lower and after blending it looks like the face has been dragged down. I don't like that effect. I like the blush to uplift the face, and I'm using the same technique that I've used for foundation and color corrector. I'm gonna first blend the blush with the brush first and then with the sponge. That was a tongue twister for me. I'm trying to create very cutesy, glam, pinky, youthful sort of a look. So I'm gonna skip contour altogether, and I don't feel like my model needs any contouring anyways. Here is an extremely important tip. Before you set your under eyes with powder, always blend your under eyes with the sponge first to smoothen out all the creases. Even with proper techniques, creases are inevitable, especially if you've worn your makeup for like 5, 6, 7 hours. That's natural fold of your skin. You can't change that with makeup. Now imagine not smoothing out your creases before you apply setting powder, or using wrong setting powder according to your skin type. That will look so bad. And under eyes is the area where your makeup ruins the first if you have not used proper techniques. So take good care of your under eyes, because that can make or break your whole look. To even out the overall complexion, I'm gonna apply foundation on her neck as well, and I'm gonna apply 2 layers on her neck, because first I felt like she needed two layers for some reason, and second, there was extra on my plate. Don't worry, I did not use NARS on her neck, I used some other foundation, but I poured some extra on my plate. So, yeah, here I'm just powdering the rest of her face, and I'm using Laura Mercier powder. After that, I'm going in with the powder blush over the areas where I applied liquid blush. If you want to make your makeup last long, you have to set your liquid and cream products with powder later on. And then I'm going in with this MAC compact. I'm going around the areas where I need more coverage, like her under eyes and around her mouth. Then I'm gonna repeat the same steps as I did for the eyeliner on her under eyes. I'm going in with a light color and I'm smoking it out. Then I'm taking a medium shade and I'm applying it very close to the lash line, being very careful not to cover the previous color entirely. Then I'm going in with the darkest color and I'm gonna apply it very close to the lash line, and I'm gonna concentrate this color towards the outer corner of her eye. This is gonna make the eye makeup look very harmonious. And after that, I'm gonna go in with the previous colors and I'm gonna refresh them. As you know the drill, I like to perfect my eye looks and take my time. Then I'm gonna highlight the inner corner and I'm gonna bring that inner corner highlight towards the center of her eye as well to open up her eyes. After that, I'm gonna stick on the rhinestones. I have decided to stick on the rhinestones along the eyeliner and also along the cut crease. So I have just applied my eyelash glue and then I'm sticking on the rhinestones on top of that eyelash glue. Also, I would like to mention that these rhinestones were not originally meant for makeup, they were meant for nail art. So you can repurpose your things like that. And I'm so sorry if you don't find the quality of this audio very nice. I am just doing the voiceover on my phone and I'm just doing the best to control the background noises and everything. And you can see with the placement of rhinestones in these two particular areas have really enhanced the whole eye look. It has made the wing look even sharper and it has amplified the effect of the cut crease. Because with eyeshadow, I did not use any concealer, so the line of the cut crease was not very crisp. I intended that. I meant for eyeshadows to create that effect. I wanted a softer cut crease with eyeshadow because I wanted to later enhance the cut crease with these rhinestones. And I am so happy with how this look has turned out. Now I'm just removing the excess foundation with a Q-tip and micellar water from her eyebrows, and I'm just gonna lightly fill in her eyebrows with an eyebrow pencil. You can see her eyebrows does not need that much work. She has really great eyebrows already. And then I'm gonna set her eyebrows in place with an eyebrow gel. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do for the eyebrows. Then I'm gonna apply a very light pair of eyelashes. I'm not gonna apply very heavy or bold eyelashes because I feel like they're just gonna cover up the entire eyeshadow and rhinestone work. And I want rhinestone and eyeshadow to peek through and be the star of the show and not be covered up by eyelashes. Here I'm lining her lips with a neutral brown pinkish sort of a lip liner. Honestly, lip liner here doesn't even matter because it's gonna be covered up with lipstick. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I removed the lipstick at least 2 times because I was just not happy with the shade. After applying a liquid lipstick, I have topped it off with a bullet lipstick and I felt like the pigmentation was too much. So I have tapped off the excess pigmentation and then I applied a gloss. After applying the gloss, I found the color too bright. So I applied concealer over her lips to lighten up the shade, and after that I was happy. Like, this is the sort of color that I wanted. I mixed 4 to 5 liquid lipsticks and 2 to 3 lip glosses to make that shade, but at the end I had to top it off with the concealer to make this shade. But in the end, I was so happy with the outcome. This shade is just perfect. You're gonna see it in a second. So this is the final look. It is definitely more of a glam look because of the rhinestones, but also wearable because of the soft colors used in the makeup. And of course, you can adjust the makeup according to your features and your preferences. You can maybe skip the rhinestones if you're not comfortable with it, or you can maybe add kajal if you want to. So you can customize the look according to your preferences. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope I was able to explain everything very well. If you have any doubt, concerns, or questions, you can ask me in the comments and I will definitely answer them. Please take a moment to check out my Instagram page. It goes by the name Nazakat by Omissa. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. I'm also gonna leave links to my hairstylist and my models profiles in the description. Let me know what kind of videos you want me to upload more. You want more tutorials, you want more tips and tricks, you want maybe eye makeup tutorial, or you want to see my real brides. And also let me know whether you want to see more longer videos or more shorts. So let me know what you guys want to see and I'll make and post the content accordingly. So bye bye, see you next time.